people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for being here. So this video is a quick fire of the 24 of the best road trips that you need to do in 2024. And one more thing before we head right into it, I have recently found out that 95% of people who watch me are not even subscribed to me. So if I could please ask you to subscribe, because it means a lot to me and it also helps to push out this channel so more people can discover it. And without further chit chat, let's go. And by the way, I wanted to quickly note that the order of these trips is by no means a rating. This is just me randomly throwing it all out there. So the first road trip I need to talk to you about is North Bay. Specifically over here, we stayed at the Finch Beach Resort right on Lake Nipissing. Why North Bay? I just simply think that it's a gem. It's about 4 hours from Toronto, so it's not very popular yet for people in Toronto, but I think there's so many cute things like retro diners, this Heritage Railway Carousel company, which is the cutest thing ever. You get to sit in this little tiny train and you go for a ride. The price of it was something like $5 or $10, and you get to be a kid, and it's so adorable. And right next to it there's two carousels that were also so much fun to just participate in. I think the ride on them was like $2 per person, something like that. It's very little, but it's beautiful. They're beautifully restored. They're all about Canadiana. It's just a really great road trip. The second idea, and it's best to do them together, North Bay and Sudbury, is Sudbury. So this is about, I'd say, 5 hours from Toronto, and over here I'm showing you Bell Park Boardwalk. It's gorgeous. It had that BC vibe for me. Definitely felt a little bit Vancouver-esque. And you have to check out Science North. In my opinion, the best science museum I've ever been to in my life, and I've been to quite a few here and in Europe. Really, really well done museum with so many exhibits, so many things to be entertained for kids and adults. Price of the admission was somewhere in the 30s, $30 or $40, but honestly, it was worth it. We stayed at the Hacienda Bed and Breakfast. It's about 20 minutes from Sudbury. It basically looks like a Mexican villa. It's gorgeous. And I also did the owl experience with Talon and Bark falconry. It was so much fun. I think the price of it was $50, and you get to kind of be near two really cute owls and learn so much about them. By the way, down below I'm going to link the longer videos for both North Bay and Sudbury if you're interested, so check those out. So next up, the road trip you need to do is the Oxford County Cheese Trail. Such a fun trip. I also did a whole separate video about it. I'm going to link it down below. There are maybe about 10 different cheese places that you get to go, that you can just go in. Pretty much most of them are, very happy to give you the samples of their best cheeses. Make sure to bring a cooler if it's summer month, because of course it's cheese, and trust me, you will want to buy a lot of cheese. And you get to try so many unique cheeses, such as coffee cheese and just lots of different flavors. I'm going to link down below the Oxford County Cheese Trail map so you can see all of the cheese places. Next must-do road trip is the St. Catherine Museum and Welland Canal Center. And specifically what I'm talking about is this kind of bridge that you get to go up. By the way, it's totally free, and you get to see the ships pass you by. It is such an entertaining thing. I did not know that this existed. Entertainment for adults and kids alike, because it's such a wonder when you see such a ginormous ship squeeze through this canal and you're like, is it gonna fit? But of course it fits, but you're worried. And then you see smaller boats, which are still huge boats, but it's such an entertaining thing to do. And if you're going to do this trip, go to St. Catherine's Museum Facebook account. They usually list all of the timings when the ships are passing you by so that you know what time roughly to be there. The next trip is, I'm going to call it Canalside Port Colborne trip. This is pretty much down, if you head south on the canal, just from where we were on the in St. Catherine's. And in here, you get to see this gorgeous bridge go up, and the boats also pass under it. There is a restaurant, Canalside restaurant, and you can sit down, have an amazing burger, and it's the same thing. You're waiting for the ships, and in here the extra kind of visual stimulation is that the ship is going under the bridge that's later on is going to be lowered. When we were there sitting at the restaurant, we were kind of asking the locals, and they said on the weekend in the summer, usually there's about from like 5 to 6 ships going by, so you're almost guaranteed if you sit at that restaurant to see a ship. Next up is the Chantry Island tours. This is such a unique road trip. This is at Southampton, Ontario. It is a bit of a drive. I think it's about 3 hours. You do need to go on their website, Chantry Island Tours website, and book your trip, because this is just, you have to pre-book. You cannot just show up. I think the fee was something like $35. You need to check online, maybe it changed. And the trip is they take you on this island that is not accessible otherwise, and you climb the lighthouse, which is so much fun. And it's a bit of a challenge, definitely, but it's beautiful. I would not recommend if you're claustrophobic. It's not very tight, but it's still pretty tight. And then you also get a tour of the lightkeeper's house when you go down the lighthouse. It's a truly amazing tour. It takes about 2 hours, but it was so much fun. So the road trip number 7 that you need to do is Haliburton. This is about, I'd say about 2.5 to 3 hours north of Toronto. And I go to Haliburton about 3 times a year. I absolutely love it. It's cute. It has that cottagey feel, but it has, you know, restaurants and shops and things like that. It also has the most gorgeous sculpture garden. It's called Haliburton Sculpture Garden. Over here I'm showing you some of the examples. I think there's about 30 sculptures in there, totally free to enter. There's also Castle Antiques and Cafe. I love how they joined a vintage shop together with a really nice bakery, and they also have like some sandwiches and things like that. And you can just chill over there, you can work. It's such a vibe. If you're brave, you also need to check out Haliburton Forest Wolf Center. You're behind the glass, so the wolves actually do not see you. But it's definitely a very interesting experience. I think it was about $15 when we were there for the entry fee, and usually you don't need to pre-book. The road trip number 8 you need to do is Peterborough. Again, this is a city that I never hear anybody in Toronto talk about, but it has so many things. So there is a Peterborough lift lock, which is the last one of its kind, as I understand. It basically takes the boat and it kind of lifts it up. It's literally like an elevator of the boat. So interesting to see. It goes up and down all the time. There's no schedule. They're just whenever the boats come in, you get to see it. But you can also go kind of inside the tunnel. You get to see that lift lock from closer up. Another thing you need to check out in Peterborough is Nostalgic Journey Antique. It's an absolutely amazing antique store. It's probably my favorite. It's very beautiful and really well curated. And make sure to go to Kawartha Butter Tart Factory. They have so many amazing butter tarts with like the most different flavors, raspberry chocolate, coconut, so many options. So the next amazing road trip suggestion is the Painted Ladies of Grimsby. This is kind of on the way to Niagara Falls. I would say it's about an hour, maybe slightly over an hour from Toronto. It is like a set of these gorgeous houses. There's a whole video I did about this. I'm going to link it down below. These houses are beautiful. They're of course historic, but also the community keeps them up and kind of, you know, make sure that they do not age. They are so bright. I would say all in all, maybe there is good like 20 houses that are really, really intricate. And then there are other ones that are also beautiful, but maybe less ornate. So definitely gorgeous place to check out. I wanted to tell you about my new Weekend Getaways road trip journal. This just recently came out on Amazon. It's one of my books. It's all about weekend getaways, and I'm gonna link all of the information down below. And I also have, of course, my regular Ontario road trip journal, which is the spring and summer for daytime tripping, and my fall winter if you would like to go on a day trip in fall or winter. If you have been watching me for a while, you probably could have seen me already go to Princess Satellite Mine, which is in Bancroft, which is about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours northeast of Toronto. The reason why I'm saying that is that I try to go here at least once a year in the summertime because they're mainly open in the summertime. They close for the winter. And what it is it's a rock farm where you go in, it's free to enter, and right away you can just dig for things and find things. They do not give hammers. You should bring your own hammer if you would like to. Definitely bring your own goggles. I do think they give away the goggles, but I'm not totally sure. They do provide like a basket that you can put your stuff in, but it's so much fun to crack the rocks and get whatever, take whatever you like. If there is something that you would like to take, if you find some amethyst or something really pretty, you can buy it for $2 per pound. I'm gonna link down below a whole video about this experience because it's so much fun. Next up we have the Pelee Island. I've also done a whole video about this. It's definitely, you need to watch that video because there are very many elements about Pelee Island. You need to do a lot of planning to get here. What I mean by that is to book even the ferry. I think to book the ferry when you're just going by yourself without the car, that's not a problem. But I could not book the ferry with my car. If you would like to do that and drive around on the island in the car, which I highly, highly suggest, you need to pre-book this months in advance. It's very complicated because a lot of people want to do that. It is a very beautiful trip. It is definitely a very unique trip. So first you need to get to the actual ferry, which is about, that's a good 3 hours, 4 hours. The name of the city that the ferry leaves from is Leamington. So because we couldn't get the car, we rented a golf cart. This was not a cheap thing to do. It was around 200 or 250 for like an hour. So definitely try to get your car there because it will save you money. But it was a lot of fun. In all honesty, the golf cart was a lot of fun. We just went all over the island. And over here is the most southern point of Ontario. This is as southern as it gets. There is another island, it's called Middle Island over there. You can actually see it over there, but it's not publicly accessible. So the bloggers don't usually count that as the most southern point because you can't really access unless you have your own boat, I guess. With the golf cart, it took us about 3 hours to explore a number of spots. We didn't explore the whole island. We didn't have enough time because we needed to go back. If you can stay at the hotel or if you can camp at the Pelee Island, you should do that because that will give you more time to explore. There's not tons to do on the island, but it is very beautiful. Number 15, absolutely must do thing is Tobermory, specifically the boat tours that leave from Tobermory. There's a number of companies. The company we went with was the Tobermory Wave Adventure Cruises, and over here we're kind of looking at the shipwrecks. This company, they are open air boat, meaning there's no, you're kind of in the air, in the open air, which is a positive and a negative. In a positive in the way that it's cold, and when you are, they don't have a glass bottom, so you don't really see the shipwrecks as well. There is another company that does enclosed boats, meaning you're not outside and you do see the glass bottom, but I felt that that was not enough for me. I wanted the air, I wanted that whole experience. So on this tour, you will go to Flower Pot Island. I think there's an option to get off the boat if you would like to kind of explore there. I've heard that most people just kind of do around because if you get off, there's not that much to do there because the main attraction is the Flower Pot Islands. But in general, I really did enjoy that tour because they went to a number of places. It was beautiful. When you're in the area of Tobermory, go to Sweetwater Restaurant. This is a restaurant on a golf course with the most gorgeous view, and the food was amazing. Best to pre-book so that you have your reservation, but I think over there we just walked in. And of course, when you're in Tobermory, also consider going to Sable Beach, and there are so many things in the area. I of course did a video about all of the Tobermory places that you should check out. I'm going to link it down below. Number 13 trip idea is Sarnia. This surprisingly is a very kind of underrated trip. Not a lot of people, especially from Toronto, go here, but I think Sarnia is gorgeous. There's so many things to do, and I'm of course also did a video about this. I'm gonna link it down below so you can check it out. But the Blue Water Bridge is beautiful. You can just walk around there. There's lots of boats. Kanatara Beach is just a beautiful beach, free to enter. It was such a quality beach. We loved it. Over here is Purdy's Fish Market, where you can get fish if you would like to, but what we were there for is behind the market, you will see kind of the fish shack, and this is actually fresh caught fish. I think it's caught, not sure totally, freshly fried, very yummy, and you're just sitting there right across the water. It's really beautiful. This place, this park is free to enter, Green Hill Gardens Wilkesport Line. That's how it actually is in Google Maps. And the unique thing about this, and I've never seen anything like this actually anywhere, is that we were here at the end of July and there was a lotus field. I've never seen lotuses in my life, just like in real life. And it was so beautiful, and the fact that this was free, it was just so ridiculous. I don't know how long the lotuses bloom, but as I mentioned, kind of beginning of August, end of July, they should be there. Number 14 trip idea is the Essex County. This is also not a lot of people talk about this. They have so many gorgeous wineries. This is like the second Niagara Falls. So over here is Viewpoint Estate Winery, gorgeous. Another winery that we checked out when there was Spruce Wood Shores Estate Winery. Beautiful. I actually don't have footage, but it's another beautiful winery. But in that whole area of the Essex County area, there's countless amounts of wineries. It's a beautiful place. And if you would like a place to stay, consider Lungovita. What they have is they have those domes, and they also have tents, like kind of like a glamping style, but they also have like a sauna and gorgeous view, and there's kayaking, really great place. Number 15 place to go to is check out the Jumbo the Elephant, which is essentially an elephant. It's really cool. It's a memorial, meaning that actually an elephant died in this place about 100 years ago. I believe that's when this memorial was erected. And right next to it, actually about 1 minute walk, you will see St. Thomas Elevated Park. Very unique. It's an old bridge that had the train, and now it's sort of like a lot of sculptures, and you're very high because this is a bridge above and you see all the trees. And the sculptures also make like a sound. They're all about wind and sound interaction, and it's just a beautiful view from the upstairs. This is in St. Thomas, and this is about, I don't know, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours southwest from Toronto. Number 16 idea is Muskoka Goat Away. This is a hilarious experience. This is in Huntsville. Huntsville is about 2 hours north of Toronto. It's in Muskoka, of course. And you need to pre-book this, and when you pre-book it, you get to walk through the forest, these most adorable goats. So the lady, I'm pretty sure her name was Stephanie, was so lovely. She had a bunch of different goats. Older goats, she had the baby goats. It was just great variety. They kept on kind of, they're of course, you're holding onto the leash, but they can kind of go everywhere where the food is. So it was hilariously fun to kind of walk around with them. And at the end, we took a picture together with my mom. It was really adorable. Number 17 spot to check out is Treetop Tracking. So this is Ganaraska location, which I would say it's kind of like where Port Hope is, sort of in that area, about 2 hours east of Toronto. I've done Treetop Trekking before. This time, I think this location, the trees are so tall. The other location I've done is Horseshoe, and it's a great location, but I don't know, I think in Ganaraska specifically location, the trees are so beautiful and so tall that it's that element of being very small in comparison to the trees. Over here you can see this is the higher level. We did not do that. We just did kind of first 3 levels. I think you can go up to 7 levels. This is so crazy high, and the people are really brave. Number 18 idea is Theria Spa. It's a great spa that fairly recently opened. I think it's about been 2 years, and you can spend a whole day there. Definitely pre-book, and then once you're there, so many different hot and cold pools. They throughout the 2023 continued kind of adding on to different saunas and things like that. This one is a cold pool, by the way. But yeah, I of course did a video. I'm gonna link it down below for you to check out. But even now that it's been about a year that the video was done, they have opened even more things. It definitely is an amazing way to spend the day. They also have 2 restaurants. Over here we got a charcuterie board and a drink, and I think they have like a beer garden upstairs if you would like a beer. And I particularly love going here when there's a bit of a snow, so that you have that contrast of snow and the heat from the pools. Beautiful. Okay, the next stop you need to check out is Parkwood Estate. It's a beautiful place, by the way, free to enter. So this is in spring, and it was raining, and it was still gorgeous. They had like an insane amount of tulips and just beautiful kind of greenery and fields. And over here is the kind of main star, which is their pool, and let me show you how it looks in the summer. It is breathtaking. It feels like you're in Europe. It's so gorgeous. If you would like to, well, first of all, inside the Parkwood Estate, it's a very historic building. You can book tours. They go all throughout the year, and workshops, like really adorable workshops. So make sure to check out their website. They have so many things to do there. In the summer, they also open up, I think it's like afternoon tea and just like a cafe. Of course, you need to pre-book because, to make sure you have your spot. And over there, you sit over there in front of the fountain. It's gorgeous. And here's another area where they have like a bit of a pond and a number of sculptures. It's kind of behind, and a lot of people miss this, so make sure to check this out. Number 20, Canadian Automotive Museum. This is in Oshawa, and it's actually not that far from Parkwood Estate if you would like to do these 2 things together. It's one of those things that like I'm not into cars, and when I went there I was like, I'm not gonna be that impressed. I was impressed. This is the entry was, it's not free, but it wasn't very expensive. and then you get to see so many cars. So this one is from the Back to the Future. Of course, not the exactly one, but it's that type. Over here is Pablo Picasso's car, similar to the one that he had, which is really cool. This snowmobile was so unique. Like, it has like these cool tires slash sled, very interesting. But my favorite for sure out of all of the cars was this Aquamobile, which is essentially in the 70s, I think, or in the 60s. That's, you know, it was a thing. Cars would just be made to go into the water. I'm pretty sure you can probably still get this, but it was like a boom interest in that before. So to me, that was just like, my mind was blown that that was a thing before, and I would love to experience that one day. Number 21, Muskoka Beer Spa. Amazing spa. This is unique because it's all about beer. Their slogan is your place to detox, retox, and relax. And yeah, it's essentially one of the few spas that let you drink beer, not of course right by the pool, but like in the stations that they have around. And then throughout the spa, they have, like, for example, this water. You can, you know, press down on the string and the bucket drops down on you. Then they have the typical sauna. They have, I think they had about 4 different kinds of sauna and a steam room over here. And then they also nearby have a beach, and they have like hammocks. If you would like to stay there, they also have rooms to stay. Amazing place, you need to check it out. Number 22 is Primitive Designs. You could have probably seen this, but I need to put this on because maybe some people haven't still been there, and oh my gosh, this place is amazing. So it's mainly open in the summer. Make sure to check out their opening times. They're usually closed in the winter. Over here is just insane, huge structures made out of, I think these are old car parts, and we have the transformers, we have just different things, and it's free to enter, but there's also a market, so if you would like to check out the market, you definitely can. So Ostrichland Ontario is an insanely unique experience. First of all, you get to see the ostriches. So there's a number of different tours. I think we just got the feeding tour. I think it was like $10 per person. It was really affordable. And they give you like this jar, and you go to these babies. These are, by the way, like under 1 year old. These are babies. And they're fairly gentle. It's just like the necks are really long. That's a little unusual, but it's a lot of fun. So another fun thing about Ostrichland Ontario is that you can order an ostrich egg. And over here, I waited like 2 months for this, and they notify you, and then you go and you pick it up, and we had the most interesting omelet. I of course did a video about this. I'm gonna link it down below. And the last but definitely not the least is the Air Park Cafe. This is kind of close to Guelph, so I would say about an hour from Toronto, and it's a cafe. You just, over here is our food. We did not pre-book, but it's best if you do book a reservation just in case, especially on a Saturday or Sunday. Their open hours are only like something from 8 in the morning to about 2. They're only in the morning. Double check online because this definitely can change. And you're sitting there and you are seeing all of these planes, the small ones, of course, lift up and land. And it's so much fun, and it's highly entertaining. You need to check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. These are, of course, my favorite road trips in Ontario. If you think you can add more to the list, definitely write it down below. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.